Welcome to this beginner friendly SQL course. In this video series, we are going to break down the basics of SQL. So you will learn how to create and manage your own database tables like a pro. This practical and hands-on learning will definitely add one extra thing. So if you are ready to level up your SQL skills, let's get started. By end of this course, you will be able to write a different SQL statements and perform operations on data to get required results from the relational database. Topics covered in SQL basics is introduction, then installing SQL tool, PostgreSQL, SQL data types, SQL commands, SQL data definition language, data manipulation language. So introduction. SQL stands for a structured query language. This is used for storing, processing information in relational databases. This is most common language used in many applications to perform database operations. So why SQL is important? SQL is the backbone of popular databases like MySQL, PostgreSQL and Microsoft SQL Server. It is used by developers, data analysts. So imagine you run an online store. Every time a customer buys a product, that information is stored in a database. SQL is the language that lets you interact with that database. It will be used in the web applications. So every time you log in, submit a form, search any product, SQL is working behind the scene. The next use case is the data analysis. So analyst uses SQL to extract insights from millions of rows of data. It also gets used in the e-commerce platforms like an Amazon and some of the online stores of products, which will list all the orders and customer information in a SQL database. It also be used in the CRM tools for the customer relationship management systems to track leads, sales and support data. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more data-driven contents. Now let's see about the installing SQL tools. So for practice session, we will be working with a PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL is an open source object relational database management system. You can use same SQL queries on other tools such as Oracle, SQL Server and DB2. To download the PostgreSQL, you can go to any of the browser and search for the PostgreSQL. You will see this PostgreSQL websites, and under this you can just click here, or you can also go to the downloads page. Once you go to the home page of PostgreSQL, go to the download. So based on the operating system, you can select the installer. Since we are using Windows right now, I'll click on Windows. So once you open this Windows installers page, you can see here number of Postgres version. So 17 is the latest one. So you can click on this download the installer, which will start the downloading. So first you need to select this Windows. So once we click there, it will start the downloading process here. When you have the installer downloaded, you can see this PostgreSQL with this version .exe file. You can just double click on this exe file. You have to select the installation directory, then select the component which you want to install. Select the data directory and then provide the password. Once you provide the password, here you have to remember what password you are going to provide, because this password you will be using when next time you try to log in the screen. So just remember what password you are going to use. Click on the next button. Here we will be giving default port, default location. Keep all these details in handy. It will be just details about the location where you will be creating these folders, so you can take it into some of the notepad files for the reference. So this will complete the installation. So installer is getting installed. Once it is done, you can just uncheck this box which tells about the stack builder, and our installation is completed now. the PostgreSQL. Let's see how you can open it. You can see this window open. Now go to the server. So here we can see this PostgreSQL, and it will ask for the user password. So you need to give the password which we have already used while creating this PostgreSQL. So after you provide this correct username and correct password, you can see that it's opening this database, and under this database tab we have two different database here. One is the Postgres and second is the supermarket. So this supermarket database might be not available to you right now, but yes, we will see how it will be get created, so that our next sessions or exercise you will be able to perform on this supermarket database. So before we start working on this pgadmin, let's understand few other things. Now we will see about the data types. Some list of data types we are using: string, numeric, date, time, binary and boolean. So these are the common data types. For the string we do have two different types. One is the varchar and second is the char. For the number we are using, for the decimal we use decimal or a float, and for the date and time is for the temporal values, and we also use the boolean, which is a true or a false. So let's understand SQL commands. What is SQL commands? SQL commands are the instruction used to interact with the database. They help you create table, insert data, retrieve information, update records and more. These commands are grouped into categories like DDL for defining data, DML for managing, DCL for the controlling access. So these are the different SQL commands we have. DDL is for the data definition language, DML is for the data manipulation language, DQL is for the data query language, TCL is a transaction control language, and DCL is a data control language. Now first we will understand about the data definition language. So data definition language, first command we have is the create. Create will create a new database objects. It could be a database itself, it can be a table, or it can be a view. So create will be used to create all these database objects. Syntax for to create the database is the create database name. To create a table we use create table name, column data type 1, column 2 data type, column 3 data type. So this is the syntax we use to create the tables, and this is syntax we use to create the view. Create view name as select column 1 column 2 from table name where condition. So now let's go to the practical and see how we can create the database. So here to test how to create in the PostgreSQL, there are two different ways we can create the database. You can directly right click and create here a new database. See here, go to create, go to database, give some database name here. So I'll put here supermarket, and this will create a database. You can see here database got created. This is the one way, which is the simple way from creating from GUI. Now I'll delete this. The next way is you can open this PSQL, where you can provide the query which we have learned just now, which is create database and database name, which is supermarket. So this will create a database. So here you can see the supermarket is got created here, which is our new database. However, for this current exercise, we will be sharing few of the, for exercise exercise purpose, we are already sharing one database. You just need to use that database to perform the queries. So I will delete it and I will tell you how you can import that database. Just to use the database for the exercise, we have already shared one tar file with you. All you need to do is just right click here and create a new database. So I'll create a new database, which is the supermarket data. So supermarket database. So we have this supermarket database. Click on save. It will create the new database, supermarket database. Since we are using the files, so we will click here restore. In the restore, you will have this option custom or tar. Select it and go to this file name. Make sure that you select here as all files, because by default it will be backup. Select this test.tar file. Click on restore. So you can see here process completed. Once we go, just refresh this database, newly created database. Now go to the schemas, and here you can see list of tables inside the public tab. These are the list of tables you will be having, and we will perform queries on this all the tables. So for testing, we can just click on here and go to query tool. We'll write a small query, select star from customer. Run this query. Yeah, you can see the database here, right, with the customer ID, customer name, segment, country, city. So these are the details which are already stored in the database table. Say that query tool. So query tool will open this SQL query tool, where I can see create table. So I'll be creating a new table which is called the payment, which will have the payment details. So inside this you have to list down the columns. So I'll be having two columns. One is the customer ID and the second is the payment method. So these are the two columns. So to get the customer ID type, you can just click on this database, go to this customer. Here you can see this customer ID. Click on the properties. You can see what is the data type this customer ID is having. So it is the character varying with the length of 20. So we can use varchar 20. Now go to the queries. So here we can say that customer ID needs to be varchar 20. And my payment method is also a varchar. I'll put here as 100. And let's run this query. You can see that table got created, query data successfully. Now just go back to your workspace, refresh the schemas, and you will see new table got created, which is the payment. Coming back to our site, drop will drop the database object. So to drop the database, we can use drop database name command. To drop the table, we can use drop table name. To drop the view, we can use drop view name. This will drop this database objects from this relational database itself. But please make sure that drop commands once you delete any of these objects, you won't be able to recover them. So before you just be careful while using this drop command. The next DDL command we have is the alter. So alter command will be used with the table to alter few of the things here which we have. So alter table command will be used to add a new column, to drop the column, to rename this column, and to alter the data type. So to alter table name, add column name, data type. This command will add a new column inside the existing table. To rename the column, we can use alter table name, rename column, old name to new name. This will rename your column. To change the data type of particular column, you can use alter table, table name, alter column, column name, data type. And to drop the column, we can use alter table, table name, drop column, column name. Now let's go and do some exercise. So what we will be doing is we are going to add a new column, which is a phone, inside the customer table. So let's see how we can do it. So I'll go to this query tool and alter table customer. So I'm going to alter this table. What I'm going to do is this: add column phone with the data type varchar. So phone will be having 10, so I'll put this 11. And let's run this query. So you can see that my new phone, my new column phone is added inside the customer table. Let me show you. Let's refresh. So we have this refresh, supermarket, inside supermarket, refresh, go to the customer, inside customer we have columns. So here in the columns we should see that. Okay, I think, let me just reopen this query tool. I executed this query in some different database. Close it and let me run it. So you can check here, database, supermarket database is the database we are using. So here we can run it and now recheck it. So click on supermarket, schemas, inside this customer, just refresh this. Okay, so you can see this phone got added here. Now what if I want to rename this phone to the contact? We can just use the same command, alter table, table name, and we need to rename, right? So we can use rename column phone, which is my old name, as my new name should be contact. Let's say I want to contact, okay, inside as mobile. Okay, okay, there is one error. Phone 2. Okay, sorry, rename column, column name from old to new one, and let's run it. So now my phone column will get changed to mobile. Just refresh it. Okay, now we can see that column got renamed with the mobile. Now if you want to change the size of this mobile, initially we created it with the varchar 11, but if I want to make it 20, this is the command we can use: alter table customer, alter column mobile, type varchar 20. So this way, once we run this query, we will get the result. Now go back and we can run it and go back and check here. Go to schemas, select this mobile, go to this properties. Here we can see the length had changed to 20. So this is how we can change the data types. Consider that we don't want to use this column itself. So how we can do it? Just go to the query tool, and if we want to drop this column, we'll use this alter table customer and drop command to drop the column. Drop column mobile. Remember that once you drop the column, it won't be able to revert back these changes. So before using drop command, you need to be very careful. Okay, now let's go back to the schema, refresh this customer properties. Now we can see mobile has been removed from this table. Now it's your turn. Try out these exercises to practice what you have learned. You can add new column email with a data type varchar into customer table. Then change the data type of this new column email to varchar 20, which should be initially varchar 10. Drop email column from the customer table. Pause the video, give it a shot. and resume when you are ready to check your answers. Alright, to get the answer or check your work, you can try it using any of the AI tool like in ChatGPT. Also, we will be sharing an PDF. You can go through that PDF which will be having answer of these queries. So our next DDL command is the truncate. So need to quickly remove all records from a table, use the truncate command. Unlike delete, it doesn't log individual row deletions, and that is the reason it is much more faster. But be careful, because once you truncate the data, you won't be able to recover it. So you can see here we have a price list table which has a list of products and the price units, but once you perform the truncate, you can see the whole table is empty. Syntax: truncate table name. This is the syntax for the truncate command. Now let's try it into the PG admin Postgre. So if I say select star from customer and run, you can see the list of records inside the customer table. Now if I use this truncate table customer, it is going to delete all the records from this particular table. If I do select start from customer, you can see that now the table is empty. So I hope you understand the difference between truncate and drop. Truncate will just truncate the records from the table, but the structure of table will be still there. When you use the drop command, it is going to drop this table itself. So the drop table will you will see that table itself is not available inside the database. Okay. Before we go to the next topic, let's revise what we have learned till now. So inside the DDL command, we have learned the create command which will create the database. Then we have learned the drop command which will drop the database tables and all the database related objects. Then we have the alter command. Alter command is used mainly with the table and the database objects where we need to do some changes, we need to modify existing structure. The next command we had is the truncate command. So truncate command will just drop all the details or all the records from the table. Data manipulation language, or a DML. It is used to manage the data inside your database table. So what are the SQL commands we use with the DML? Insert to add a new record, update to modify existing ones, delete to remove these records. So let will insert a new record inside your price list table. Here you can see how this item 5 got added inside this table. So to insert a new record, we use the command insert into table name. We will be providing list of columns, and the values, inside values we will be providing list of values. Similarly, we can also use this syntax as insert into table name, and values will be adding all the values. So if we are not giving column name, we have to make sure that we will put all the values for all of the columns. New customer, we can use this insert into command, insert into customer, and these are the list of columns we are having inside the customer table, and these are the values. So these values I have copied it from the existing customer and just made some minor changes here, and now we can run this query. Okay, so here we get the message that query returned successfully. That means this particular record is inserted inside the customer table. We will check the next update query, next DML query, which is the update. The syntax to update the record is the update table name, set column 1 equals to value 1, column 2 equals to value 2, where condition. So you need to make sure that this where condition is already provided. If you omit the where clause, all records in the table will be updated. So this where condition is really important. So what update does? If you see here this price list table, we have product item number 3 with the unit price as a 30. Now let's consider that I want to change this to the unit price 60. How we can do it with using of the database? To make it item number 3 unit price 60, we can use the update command as update price list set unit price is equals to 60 where product is equals to item 3. Here I am using this update as an command, then price list is my table name, and we are saying using set as an condition for this unit price to make it 60 where product is equal to item 3. So this is my condition that I have to do this update to set this property only where this product is item 3. The next DML command we have is the delete command. Delete, what it does is it deletes record from the table. We have seen command truncate which will delete records from the table, but the truncate works for whole table. It makes the whole table empty. Instead of that, if you want to delete a specific record, we go with the delete command. Syntax for the delete is delete from table name where condition. Again, make sure that where clause is provided, otherwise it will empty all the table. So how delete works here? So we have a query delete from price list where product is equal to item 3. In that case, in the output you can see that item 3 is not listed inside the price list table. These are the DML commands which we have learned till now. Let's just revise them. So the DML command we have understood is the insert command to insert new record. Update will be used to update the existing record, and delete is used to delete the records. Now we will understand about the data query language. So data query language is a subset of SQL used only to query the data from the database. Focused on data retrieval, most commonly used command is the select command. So syntax for the select command is the select column 1 column 2 from table name where condition. So where condition is the optional thing. You can just run this select, and if you want all the columns to be displayed, you can use select star from table name. This will display all the names. So project and exercise. Create a table store with a store name and address column. Add 5 store details inside the store table using the insert command. Add new column store contact in a store table and drop the city column from the customer table. Try this all the exercise from your end so that you will have much better idea about those commands which we have learned just now. Complete the exercise provided. If you get stuck at any point, feel free to refer the attached PDF. Also, you can search and get the help from ChatGPT if needed. In the next video, we will dive deeper into more DML operations, explore the select command in detail, and learn about the joins. Keep practicing, you are doing great.